Hello, everyone. It's amazing how we keep hearing everywhere that we should have goals in life. Can we reflect about that a little bit today? Well, the way I like to look at goals is I like to look at them as a sense of direction. It's almost like I'm standing here, right now, and I'm looking toward that which I want for myself. It's a sense of direction. And then as we navigate through life, we will find buoys or lighthouses or bells that will indicate to us whether or not if we are moving towards that course that we had initially defined. So it's very important to know where it is that we want to go, because that is the north that will help us with small and big decisions as we navigate through life. On that note, a well-formed goal usually needs to talk about what it is that we want for ourselves. Oftentimes I catch myself knowing what it is that I don't want for myself and what it is that I want to avoid. And that is also important because it will help us ask the question, what is it that I want instead? So that I can decide a path towards a direction and set my goal towards a certain direction. But it's not often easy, right? Sometimes we catch ourselves not knowing exactly where to go, and it causes a little bit of anxiety because we want to decide and we want to focus and we want to resolve and we want to be fast. And at the same time, sometimes it's necessary to just pause and contemplate the question and be with the question for some time, just so that this will allow your system to process what's bothering you and to crystallize, to give shape to what it is that you want for yourself. So it's just as important. As long as you stay with the question in the radar and you listen to yourself, you pay attention to your thoughts and emotions, and you pay attention to what's going on outside. So opportunities and paths that may present themselves right next to you. As long as you're paying attention, you are already moving a couple of steps towards what it is that you want until you finally decide and have a clear direction. It's also not about control. It's not about controlling what happens in our lives, because in reality, we can only control what happens within us. We can only control our own actions. It's more about being in tune. It's about paying attention to what life presents to us and being conscious and present about it. So it's about doing our part and then trusting that life will also do its part. Goals come in all types of sizes and complexities. Some of them are small, some are simple, some are larger, some of them are completely overwhelming to the point they seem unachievable. And for that, what really helps is an image that Gilberto Curi brought to me once, which is the image of a ladder. So if a goal is too large, you can build a ladder with several different levels and steps that you will take until you get there. So what is the first step? What is it that I can do today, for example, to set an intention to go towards a certain direction? What is possible to do? What can I feel that is truly achievable? This is the right size of a step for you to break your goals down so that you can keep moving forward instead of feeling stuck. And sometimes we're moving forward, and then all of a sudden we come across a step that is so high that I don't feel I can achieve it. So what we can do then is just build another small ladder and go step by step and break it down again so that we can continue moving forward. So when we talk about having a goal in life, wow, that's a big one. I like to call it the life vision. And if we don't stop to think about what it is that we would like to see in our lives, we might just get lost along the way. I don't know if you've watched the very old movie from, well, not so old, but from 2005, 2006, called Click, where this person has a remote control that controls life. That's a good example of someone who got completely lost in their goals. We also need to revisit our goals every now and again, otherwise we might also get lost in the way. If you watched the series Breaking Bad, you saw a good example of that. Well, it's crazy story anyway. When we talk about building a vision to our lives, Brené Brown proposes an exercise in her book, The Gifts of Imperfection, which I really like, which is you list your goals and then you make a list of things that bring joy to your life. And you see how it is that they align. Because if they're too far apart, chances are that the goals you're drawing for your life may not take you to a place of wholeness, to a place of happiness. And I'm not saying that life is only about joy and happiness. Of course, we have blood, sweat, and tears, and no pain, no gain, and etc. We know all that. So there's lots of fights that we're gonna go through in our lives, and that will make us stronger, that will make us grow. But in the end, your life has to have a certain amount of joyful activities, things that give you energy. You need to have a sense that you're going towards a purpose, towards something you believe in. Otherwise, you might just be building a vision to yourself that is someone else's vision or society's vision. It's not exactly your own unique and intimate vision for your life. So that's also something to think about. Another exercise that I like to do when I'm thinking about life vision is imagine yourself at the very end of your life, years from now, looking back and talking about what great life you had and the things you did and the moments you lived through and the memories you have to cherish. What are these memories? What are these things? What is it that you would like to say about your own life when you get closer to the end of it? This could also be a good starting point to build a life vision for yourself. In another movie that I have right here in the channel, I talk a little bit about the Wheel of Life. And the Wheel of Life is a tool that reminds us that our life is composed by several different areas, such as family, work, health, social, spiritual, whatever that means to you, religious or not, just to do with your legacy or whatever fulfills your spirit, right? The Wheel of Life is also a very important tool when we're building a vision, because we need to remember to sort of visit all these areas in our life so that we can feel whole, so that we can remember not to go too heavy in only one area and then neglect others, so that we have a life of fulfillment. And thinking about this life as a whole is one of the reasons why I always like to go into everything I do with a set intention. It doesn't necessarily have to be a goal, but at least an intention. So before I go out with a friend or go into a meeting or have a conversation with my husband or call my mom, whatever it is, I set an intention. And I once heard a great phrase that says you should always leave people in a better state than you first found them when you met them. And I just love that. So that's always a little bit of a part of my intention. But it's always great to think about the outcome you wish for an interaction or for a moment in your life. Because in the end, our thoughts, our words, our actions, and our gestures really are the raw material for the outcomes we achieve in life. It is our thoughts and words and actions that build our life each moment. So we need to be very conscious of those and just pay attention and see whether each moment is taking us a step closer to that vision we would like to fulfill for our lives. So approach each moment with a goal, even if the goal is not to have a goal. Sometimes we just don't want to think about anything. We just want to sit there and relax and laugh. And that reflection was caused to me by someone very dear to me, who brought to me this no-goal type of moment, which I loved, because re-energizing ourselves by simply just relaxing is also a great intention to put into a moment. So go into each moment with a set intention. Now, when we talk about that, having an intention or having a goal is not like having a manual of procedures, a step-by-step, or a flight plan which is exact and cannot ever be deviated from. Because being open to the new, being flexible, and being creative is just as important as having a goal. You need to remember that the world offers us endless possibilities that can flow off each second of our life. They're like infinite possibilities. So the more we open up for more possibilities to flow out of each moment, out of each interaction, when we have an intention, sometimes we'll be pleasantly surprised by the results we see in our lives, because new things will come up. So be flexible. Allow yourself to try things in a different way, to be open to new ideas, to at least reflect upon them and see what they can bring up to you in terms of insights. That's very helpful as we walk through life. So what are you doing next? If you're preparing to go into a meeting, or if you're just preparing to a session, a training session, or a conversation, or a social gathering, or just to go to bed, it doesn't matter, have a shower. Remember to pause and think about the quality and the outcome you would like to see out of this activity that you're about to do. Remember to use each moment of your life to take you a step closer to your goals, a step closer to your life vision. Put meaning into your time and your life. I hope this reflection was useful for you today, and I'm wishing you a great day, afternoon, evening, week. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to comment, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell so you're notified about new content. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon.